Good morning, lovers. Thank you so much for tuning in to another segment of Dee Shields podcast. I appreciate all of my old and new fans. I appreciate you so much. So in the first chapter, the book that we're about to read from, we're talking about women and failure and how they feel and how this bitter ex-girlfriend or ex-wife comes to be, right? So we break it down as to maybe the number one thing that creates this, well, I'm not going to let him go, and if I can't have him, no one will type of person, right? So we're reading from my book, Reasons She's Excessive Over a Man. Appreciate you guys for supporting that over on Amazon, also on Barnes & Noble. And you can get a copy directly from me, so make sure that you follow the emails and DMs and how to follow me. I am across social media, hashtag iamdeeshields, DEESHIELDS, okay? All right, so this one we're going to read directly from chapter 2. No one else will love her. That's another big thing. So let's go in. No one else will love her. Have you ever been around a bitter and broken-hearted woman? Most of what you may remember is how she doubts her ability to find love again. When a man leaves a woman for no apparent reason, it hurts, and it hurts like hell. For some, in this brief moment, and for even a longer moment for others, the thought comes over and over that it will be impossible to find the love that she has been given, that one man who broke her heart has given her. In many, it becomes a loud negative thought in their head that they struggle to get rid of. How did this doubt and insecurity come along in the first place? One thing I want my readers to understand about how an excessive, obsessive type of woman may have arrived to a bitter, deranged state of mind is this. In many cases, it was a game that was played on her by a player type of guy while she was in the in-love stage. A time when a woman can be completely unaware of the games that are being played. When a charmer or a player comes along, he has an agenda of some kind. Most of those types of guys are honing their craft of using, abusing, and playing games with women. He is usually doing so after each woman he mentally and most often physically destroys. He is getting better and better at his game from each woman or man that he runs through. His main purpose is usually to create insecurities or to bring out the insecurities that may already exist in the person that he is running the game on. And do understand this. If the player was able to get his way in, these insecurities usually already have a front seat in the mind of the person that he is playing. This type of method is one that will have the insecure woman leaning on this type of player. So you likely can now easily see the reason why an excessive type of ex-woman will get outrageous and start behaving badly with this type of guy when he moves on with his life. She has put in her mind almost instantly when her heart is broken that she wants revenge because she can clearly see the game he ran on her. As she realizes that he is leaving, or even worse, if he dramatically or in a hurtful way breaks up with her, she just beats herself up, blaming herself for not catching on to his games earlier, rather than take the stance to say this. It's him, it's not me, I did the best that I could, I am moving on with my life. The excessive over a man types will instead begin to tell themselves the type of things that he may have been telling her while in the relationship. No one else will love me. No one else wants me. No one else is going to spend time with me that he did. As she feeds her mind this sort of talk, a crazy, erratic behavior begins to start happening. From just filling her mind with negative thoughts about the future and assuming that everything about who she was existed while in that relationship, to feeling that she has no life and no purpose outside of that relationship. Meanwhile, this type of guy has moved on. He has a new woman, he's gotten engaged, he prepares for marriage. The excessive woman in her broken state of mind really cannot handle this additional news. So she begins to harass the new couple. That was an on-purpose cough. Even if he does not get in a relationship right away, she will spend months and years on end harassing him and any woman he chooses to go out with or get anywhere near serious with. It becomes an extremely messy situation. All that follows is usually due to this angry and bitter ex-woman not understanding that who she is as an individual, as her own person, has nothing to do with the love she once shared with him. Getting the excessive over a man type to understand that they still have purpose, that they are still their very own person with or without his love, is a challenging mission. When she feels herself negative thoughts regarding how impossible it will be to live alone and without him, that is what causes the numerous episodes of negative behavior as she tries to interact with her ex, and as she reacts and as she reaches out unnecessarily so the new woman or women in his life after her, right? So basically, after she reaches out to those women, right? The new people, everyone that comes after her. Continue. I'm guessing that many of you have seen or known the type of excessive, obsessive females that will wreak havoc on a man's life and the woman that he chooses to move on with past her. The excessive ex just gets this point where she is just refusing to let go. She gets caught up in the mindset of, if I can't have him, no one else will. And again, that is a very dangerous state of mind for her to be in. She fails to find her way back to an inner happiness because she is spending near every day putting her energy behind trying to ruin his life as he attempts to move on. In addition to that, she fails to understand that the negative energy she is wasting each and every day should be going towards mending and healing her broken heart. It should be going towards finding her true purpose again. All energy should be going towards finding a way to move on without being attached to any negatives that he brought into her life. So, no one else will love her. That's number 2 in the book, Reasons She's Excessive Over a Man. We talked about failure in chapter 1, and then we go into no one else will love her in chapter 2. Get the book because I want you guys to read the rest of the things that come up with, but don't think that I just go for breaking down the bitter woman and just things that she's done. I also talk in the book about what he did and how he participated in creating this thing that everyone likes to call the crazy ex, right? So chapter 1, she failed. Chapter 2, the one I just read, no one else will love her. And then jealous of his new life. Chapter 3, chapter 4, questions the perks that she did not receive. Chapter 5, I talk about the fear her flaws are to blame. In chapter 6, the refusal to let go. Chapter 7, I talk about afraid of the loss. Chapter 8, obsession with his new lady. Chapter 9, I talk about having no self-worth. Chapter 10, believed that it was true love. And then the bonus chapter, what men do, entertaining that ex that creates the crazy that men complain about so much. That's it, you guys. Just plug in Reasons She's Excessive Over a Man. That's one of my books. I have 6. I hope you guys are getting copies of them. I will share links if you request how to get a copy. But Reasons She's Excessive Over a Man by Miss Dee Shields. And I spell my diva MZDEEVA. So you'll find it just like that if you just Google it. Reasons She's Excessive Over a Man by Miss Dee Shields. All right? Thanks, you guys, for coming by for another podcast. And I hope you have a really great one.